Gus Frerotte, we have a section entitled, What Were You Thinking? Now, given that is the title of the section, which specific play do you think this is going to be about from your career?
Oh, come on. That's just way too easy.
7-0 Redskins, but watch the celebration. He headbutts the concrete wall. It's padded.
You know, it was a stupid thing to do. That's all you can say, buddy. You have to laugh about it.
Shot deep downfield, and open is Bernard Berrian.
Oh, this boring question again.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not boring. I mean, it happened to me. You know, I never ran away from it. What happened to me in front of, 70, I forget how many people they said were watching TV that night. 25 million, something, maybe more. It happened in an instant. It wasn't something that you think about or do. But I will say that I had a lot of pressure with Coach Turner. And we were fighting a lot, on the side, not fighting, but just kind of not getting along. You hear all the time about coaches and players and things like that. This was a big game, it's a rivalry. It's the Giants. I beat them before. I can do it again. He was kind of always a Schuler guy. And the GM was my guy, right? Charlie Casserly. So going into that Giants game, we get down, we're going to score, run a bootleg, score a touchdown, run up to the wall. We're in the new stadium. And you guys know the story after that.
7-0 Redskins, but watch the celebration. He headbutts the concrete wall. It's padded, but not enough. He would leave the game with a sprained neck. So on comes former Giant QB Jeff Hostetler.
My tight end, Jamie Asher, smacks me right in the head, just after this happened. So, I get a double whammy, and I end up getting a stinger in my neck, right here on the right side. And I really couldn't move it that well. And so they thought, maybe we should take him. So there's this big game against the Giants. I get taken away in an ambulance. I'm already all over the Washington Post because of the Schuler stuff, and people know the whole thing. And so I'm going through all this. And so the next week was just totally insane. How I dealt with it, I don't know.
You're the only quarterback I can ever recall to leave the game with a self-inflicted wound or something, I mean, it's got to be the strangest thing in the world, the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Got to make the news somehow, I guess.
But my mind was either I got to face it and deal with it and laugh about it to get through it, or it's just going to consume me and I'm never going to play in this sport again. So I ended up playing another 10 years after that.
But here's the thing. I think you've been given quite a bum rep because you were just the guy that did it first.
There are so many others.
Everyone forgets about Bill Grammatica, 2001.
They get up and celebrate and come down and really hurt yourself, right? Oh.
Kind of like McClure that started this whole thing.
Tore the ACL while celebrating.
Sprained his leg.
Everyone forgets about, 2014? 2 players back-to-back, I think, celebrating sacks.
Yep.
Garoppolo being rushed. Oh, down he goes, first sack of the game. Lamar Houston.
I think he's hurt. He should have been watching Stephen Tulloch. Just hate to see it because it's an incredible play by Lamar Houston. And then watch the celebration. Now, mind you, you're down 25 points. Not smart.
I tell my kids I'll be on ESPN forever, so who else can say that?
If that's not a win, I don't know what is.
Exactly. I mean, it's not the 99-yard touchdown pass, but hey.
Well, let's the Minnesota Vikings 99-yard touchdown pass. Let's talk about that because there's some really good quality video footage of it on YouTube, which I'm going to use. Talk us through that.
So that's a great. I mean, we're playing another rival in the Bears, right? And it's a great rivalry. Bears are driving. Our defense has a goal line stand. 4th down, the Bears are going for it. We hold them. So we get the ball on the, it's not the one, it's like the half-yard line, right? We get the ball on the half-yard line. Darrell Bevel, who's our OC, he calls 999 F-scene, right? Which is all go, basically. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, let's go.
What, into the headset? You're like, really?
We line up. I got Adrian Peterson in the backfield. They probably think we're going to run at the Bears. They play cover 3, and I drop back, and it's cover 3. So I'm looking at my tight end going down the seam, Visante Shanko going down the seam to the left. And so their left corner is Peanut Tillman, and Peanut in cover 3, they're cheat, right? They want to play in between both routes. So that because if they do both go vertical, that if I throw the seam, he can make the tackle because I'm supposed to move the safety. So defenders are smart too, and they understand all that. So he's cheating, and I'm staring down Visante, and I let it rip over his head. And because I know Bernard is on the outside, and Bernard is super fast. So he sees me throw it, and he drives on the seam. And it goes over his head and to Bernard, who's wide open.
Frerotte tries to give him some breathing room, and he's going to take a shot deep downfield, and open is Bernard Berrian, and the former Bear will go
15 years of playing, to have that play called finally, and then to deliver the execution perfectly, because you were taught as a quarterback, throw it 45 yards, let it land right at 45 yards. That's the perfect distance, a 5-step drop with a hitch, you know, all this stuff. That's exactly where it hits Bernard perfect. He's running down the sideline, we score. And it was probably the furthest I've ever run on a football field.
Really, just chasing after it.
Yeah, I was at the other end. He was down at the other end, so just sprinted 120 yards to go tackle him.
Just to confirm, you're saying to Jeff Garcia that your ball was on the half-yard line and his was on the 1. So yours is 99.5 yards and his is 99 yards.
We may have to go get some video evidence of that.